What a scene, a spectacle, a cavalcade of dancing lights trying to hype this crowd into a frenzy, and it's working because they know what a huge matchup is in store. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the Illinois Fighting Illini, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Illinois will kick it off to get us underway. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Quarterback making checks. Toss sweep. Try to get it outside to the right. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Looking to pass. It's Stockton. That's caught. It's Branch. Still running at the 40. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Now, last year, there were long stretches in which the Georgia offense hardly looked like a well-oiled machine. And now the quarterback's transferred, new full-time starter in there. I think it's fair to say, David, that the Dogs need more from the quarterback position this season.
They do need more, but I tell you what, they didn't help him the whole spot around, right? The offensive line, running backs, receivers, it was kind of below average for every position, but the quarterback is the tone setter, the captain, and having a guy like Gunner at the helm, man, this is a dude they all trust, they all respect, and I expect this offense to bounce back in a big way.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Looking left. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. Guys, let's chat about Georgia. What does the top 5 ranking mean for week 1? Optimism, hope? maybe, David, an excuse for the other team's fans to rush the field if they knock you off.
Well, it means, first of all, absolutely nothing, because preseason rankings don't show up anywhere at the end of the season, but it means this team is talented. It means they're thought of highly. They got to go earn it, Jesse, and it starts today, but the talent obviously is all over the field.
The number in the preseason rankings means absolutely nothing. You saw Florida State recently start in the top 10. They won 2 games by the end of the year. So you've got to go earn it. Yes, you're talented. Yes, a lot of eyeballs are going to be watching you, and people are really excited. You've got an opportunity to do things really, really that are special this season, but you've got to earn it on the field.
Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's second down.
And the Dogs with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Making side adjustments here. Scanning the field, it's Stockton. Makes the catch, it's Branch. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. The 7th play of this opening drive, they'll need to move the chains on 3rd and short. He'll sneak it and try to surge forward.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
And the Bulldogs have it with a 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
Tenth play of the drive coming up at this time. A chance for the defense to get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws toward the end zone. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
I love the defense's approach on this drive. They didn't panic. They gave up some yards, but what did they do? They forced a 3rd down, a predictable situation, played great discipline, broke on the football, and forced a big interception.
This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. They'll run it from the gun. And he knocked him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up, you can get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your running back.
Looking for a man. It's Altmaier. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. It's complete. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. The option look. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback. Somebody has to have the pitch. And most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
On third down, he drops the throw. Gets it to him on the screen. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Invite that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch, make the run, get the first down.
They'll run the option. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
I suspect we can see that same exact play. They make it look really easy, running the option down the line of scrimmage, QB making good decisions and keeping them in good second down situations.
Looks as if Illinois will have enough for the first down. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn that field, and you saw that right there.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
Well, we know this running back's a playmaker, and he's a guy they want to get going early and often in this game.
Also, you can wear out those big defensive linemen by making them chase.
Yeah, I like the idea of going outside. You want to mix and match it between the tackles to the outside. Get these big fellas running east-west.
The play-action fake. Fires to the big fella. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
It's caught. He makes the catch. He's knocked down immediately, but they'll have a goal-to-goal situation from the 8.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
A first down run in the red zone. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. This quarterback part of their running game. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. To the air, it's Altmaier. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense, it brings up a fourth down. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he curls that thing just inside the left upright. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
I'll tell you, this is not an easy place to play on the road, especially at nighttime. This crowd, they get loud. That's the way it's been so far, but they have a nice drive to open it up. They're able to execute. They put themselves in field goal range, knock it through the uprights. They did exactly what they needed to do, taking a 3-0 lead here early on the road. That's impressive.
play fake on first down to throw. Fires downfield. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to fire. Grabbed in the middle. It's Thomas. And he's brought down after a nice gain. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Fights off a defender. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Quarterback making adjustments. Toss sweep to the right. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
A lot of times offenses will do the FIB, formation into the boundary, try to take advantage of you necessarily spreading out, sending more resources to the field, try to take advantage. Offense gave it a whirl, but the defense, they did not move. They did their assignments, got the TFL.
In the dead center of the field as they try to convert this third and short. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. It's a seam wide open. Touchdown, Dogs! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you had my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Appalachian State is down, but they are not out of it. Not inside Kidd Brewer Stadium, one of the best home field advantages in all of college football. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Charlotte. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Give to the running back. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense when you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job of the base defense making a play.
Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game, but I can throw it to them. I can try to create some space out wide, dump them the football, let them make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of it.
Gets the back moving. Hand off from the shotgun. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Dropping back, it's Altmaier. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. And the defense got it. Flying down the left side. Touchdown, Georgia! The defense takes matters into its own hands.
What a nice job by the defense. Not only getting the football out, the awareness to scoop it up. I got space, get up the field, a little caravan to the end zone, making the big play. And this offense in game one, man, not only do you give up the turnover, you give up a touchdown, and you haven't scored that many points. They got to get it together.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, run with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll give it to the back. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
Looking down the middle. Can't make the catch, and it'll be third down. He had that thing and just lost his concentration.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on third down. Dropping back, it's Altmaier. Here comes the heat. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. Illinois lining up to punt this one away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On the double. Wants to adjust the pattern. Wants to go up top. Oh, they're after him. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was, so he's outside the tackle box as he knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man by himself. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, Bulldogs! A great catch and run for 6.
And how nice is it to have a playmaker like that I can get the ball out of my hands right to him and say, all right, dude, you got jets, you can fly, catch the slant, make some people miss, outrun some angles, and get all the way to the end zone.
And the kick is good, but there is a penalty flag because he paid for making that kick. I think they're going to get him for roughing the kicker. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. It's Altmaier. Fires to the big fella. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size, still got him on the turf. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Pressure coming. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to him.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Fighting Illini, facing a 3rd and long to keep this drive alive. Goes to the option. Now the pitch. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
On 4th down, going to the air. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. He'll get it up to the 39 before he's run out of bounds, and this offense just patiently, methodically trying to do work. Illinois picked up the 1st down. Now here they come again. Motion from the wideout. Back to throw. It's Altmaier. Shoots it to the left. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. The throw to the outside is complete. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. He put it out there for him, and this senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection.
And that is not where you want to miss. You do not want to miss high over the middle. A lot of that times that turns into an interception. He doesn't get that, but he's got to lower that football and give his receiver a chance to make a play on it.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Back to throw, time running short in the half. This one's complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
That receiver found the open space in the zone coverage, and as a defense, honestly, you just throw your hands up on that because they covered it pretty well. It was just a good play call and really nice execution.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw, it's Altmaier. Steps away. blasted as he lets it go. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Illini.
And I'm not going to say that was a must-score, but that was a must-score. And this offense delivers right before the half. Everything's starting to pick up. Hopefully, now you build some momentum. You cut it to a 2-score game. Got to build on this momentum in the second half.
And now they'll empty the backfield for the two-point try. Looking to throw. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted.
2-point plays, the windows are very small to throw into. That time, he just tried to force it into a tiny window. It ended up being picked, and the offense comes away with no points.
And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Seconds of the first half. Let's see how they handle it. He might want another play. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. To the air, it's Altmaier. Unleashes one deep. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And he'll be brought down, and that's how we'll end the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Ready to get things going here in the second half as Georgia about to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires on the move. Got his man. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move. Luke Altmaier started his career as a backup to Matt Corral at Ole Miss, but man, did he blossom for the Fighting Illini. Had their best season in more than 20 years, and maybe more in store for him, Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, there were still a lot of fans that I think were skeptical when the transfer portal news came out that he was going to be joining Illinois, and people wanted to see what all the hype was about. You saw it last year, not just running the ball, but making big plays through the air. Really curious to see if Luke Altmaier can take the next step this season, because if they do, this is going to be a really, really tough team to beat.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Using his feet to buy time. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle on offense.
Flips it out on the screen. Stopped right at the 42-yard line as this defense forces a fourth down.
That's perfectly fine. If I'm a defense, I'm going to give up some yards right there. Play deep. React to shallow. The running back catches the football. I come up. He gets a positive gain, but it doesn't matter because now I won third down and forced him on fourth down.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Arkin. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. That took nerves of steel to convert that fourth down on the road.
Oh, man, the crowd going nuts. A big-time opportunity in the third quarter to create some momentum. Help them go crazy. Help them go nuts. But the offense does their job, quiets the crowd, gets the big fourth down conversion.
Got his man downfield. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Looking for the goal line. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
Now second and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Slams it ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Illinois.
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole. He saw it. He put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
How about this? These guys are going for 2. They'll run the option. He's not going to make it. They stop him at the 1, and the 2-pointer is no good. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he makes the fair catch deep in his own territory, and he might have a question or 2 to answer about that decision. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
Yeah, and it's a nice decision by the quarterback when you run these RPOs. Man, if you can give it to him and you can get such positive yards like that, continue to do it. Make that defense react a different way, then I'll throw the football.
The Dogs with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Nice job to get it past the sticks and then get him down at the 35.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And so many things have to come together perfectly for a screen to work for big yardage. And they were close. You could tell that almost busted, but they just got wrapped up, got a little bit of yardage, but they really wanted that one to be a big gainer.
Out of the gun, the inside give. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
The Bulldogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Off the RPO, fire right, trying to convert. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a 3rd down stop. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
Yeah, and I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding 3rd and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a 4th down.
When you're around midfield, there's not really much of a choice. Go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Unloads it left. Makes the grab, 40 for the 1st down. Ripped off A huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Card in the backfield. It's Gordon. He wrestles him down at the 3 after the grab. It'll be first and goal. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? Sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the first down.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. He'll be pushed out of bounds just short of the end zone, and that one saved a touchdown, at least for now. Georgia comes quickly to the line. They go right back to this guy on second and goal. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
To the air. It's Stockton. And that one is picked off in the end zone.
I love the coverage by the defense right here. Great job getting up in their space. Nothing easy down here for a two-point conversion. The interception was just great.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on first down. Sets up the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short game there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. And now on second down for this offense. Back to pass. Caught near the sticks. It's Arkin. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Wants to throw on first down. Finds his tight end. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Looking to fire. Grab near the marker. It's Valentine. Oh, a lot of space. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14.
Man, that is just what this defense did not need. Late in the football game, up by a couple of scores, you just can't give up the big play. And listen, that was a contested catch, but we got to get guys on the ground. Can't give up explosive. Let that clock tick and preserve the lead.
That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
The give to the back. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Fighting Illini. Follow the block the offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. Kansas State is up big right now in what's shaping up to be a blowout they'll remember in Manhattan for some time. They're up by 33 over the Rebels. And we'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Looking to throw, it's Stockton. Pulls it in, it's Bell. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
To the air on first down. Fires to the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, Dogs! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Starts from their own 25-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Makes the grab. Good start to this drive, and they'll need much, much more if they're going to give them a finish.
They need a ton more of this, but you got to start the drives great. The first play needs to be really good. That was a good start. Now we got to keep building on it, and we got to do it in a hurry.
That's it, fly. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
You know about this running back's versatility. He's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
Dropping back, it's Altmaier. Finds the tight end. They'll get him on the ground, but not before Illinois picks up the first down.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the fourth quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is going to need to be on the same page moving forward.
Yeah, and because of the pressure, the defense gets pressure on him immediately so quickly that he makes a bad decision, tries to throw it into double coverage. Really nice job pressuring the quarterback up front.
They're dealing with a second and long. Sends it back in motion. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Illinois right back to the line. Bully ball on third and short. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
And I know everybody's looking at that clock as it ticks, and we're down a couple of possessions, but nice job getting the first down. But this offense has to stay in hyperspeed, right? Down 2 possessions, got to throw the football, use the sidelines, use the middle of the field, especially as you get close to that 2-minute mark.
We know this guy's a weapon, not just taking handoffs, but he can catch the ball too. That play, not so much. You got to do a better job reeling it in.
Wide receiver comes in motion. On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. He's got his man, and he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
I love the job by the receiver there on the curl route against zone coverage because he finds the soft spot, but he also does a nice job coming back to the football. And it's not easy. When your quarterback's got a cannon like this guy does, and he's throwing a bullet at you, there's a lot of guys that would be hesitant and they would want to wait for the ball. Not this guy. He went and attacked it and secured the catch.
Here comes the option. He'll toss it. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And how about the timing on that pitch?
Well, I love the variety in the run game you're seeing from this offense. It's not just going to be conventional handoffs. Won't just be the quarterback, but he's making good decisions. Pitching at that time, that's the right read. And it's not a huge explosive home run type play, but it is enough to help them pick up the first down.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Our coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Send the tight end in motion. Back to throw, it's Altmaier. Looking to the big tight end. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
Well, that is one the tight end is going to want to have back. He was wide open on that play. That's one he's got to make. He's got to be able to make that catch.
From the gun on third down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
It doesn't get any better from your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. Direct snap. It's Frazier. Got enough for the first down and wants more. They finally make the stop, but the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Frazier. They found a little running room out of the Wildcat, still short of the first down marker.
No doubt the offense at this point of the game with the lead late, they're going to try and run the football, and they're going to try and bleed the clock. They need all ball carriers to stay in bounds to keep this clock ticking, just like that guy did there.
Dances away to buy time. Unleashes one. Going to throw it to the right. He's got his man. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Trying to impose their will with the run. Maybe a 3-yard pickup there. 3rd and long coming up. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Stockton. Makes the grab, it's Frazier. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. In the red area, it's Frazier. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Game one, you want to come out, put drives like that together, score a bunch of points, and especially at home. Give your home crowd something to get excited about. They have today. They've been jacked up, and they're going to go 1-0.
My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to. Quick strike complete. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion as they extend the lead. They'll immediately call timeout. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield on first down. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Second down, they'll go to the air. Pocket breaking down. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. They're setting up the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
Illinois runs the punt unit onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Punt is in the air on fourth down. He'll be brought down, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what that one's about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Great place to start for this offense. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking for a man. It's Stockton. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Finds space on the right. He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. He's got it and still on his feet. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. Now on first and goal, let's see what Georgia will do. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And the route is on.
And the second half looking a lot like the first half, and this lead continues to build. How about the rhythm of this offense? They are showing you a little bit of everything. What they worked on in the offseason has been right on point. Game one going exactly how they scripted.
Getting aggressive here and going for 2. The snap sets up the throw. He's got it. Two-point try is good as they build on this lead.
And it's more common to throw for the two-point conversion than it is to run anymore. So you practice these a lot. You can tell. Nice timing, nice rhythm, in sync, nice two-point conversion.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. Offense in an empty set. To throw, it's Altmaier. Here's a throw downfield late. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like they're down so much. They need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance. They got to bounce back the next opportunity, the next moment. Because today, oof, it was not a good day.
They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Now, Georgia.
Illinois lining up to punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He's not going to get there, and they'll turn it over on downs. The fake doesn't work. Play of the game right here. Wants to go up top on first down. Throws to the wideout. And this will be incomplete as the game comes to a close. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today. And I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today. So they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it. I love it. I love the excitement, the adrenaline, the emotion, and they earned a big dub today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Here we go. Squirrel. Acorn. Ready, go. Igloo. Jackrabbit.
Welcome to Austin, Texas, and DKR, home of the Texas Longhorns. As we'll see the #2 team in the country, the Penn State Nittany Lions, taking on the #1 team in the land, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Longhorns will kick it away to start. From inside his own 15, looking for room. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. Turning on the Jets. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
So difficult because my eyes tell me as a defensive guy, he's handing it off. The offensive line's block and run. I got to go get it. Quarterback pulls it, throws it to the right. It's kind of like that hidden hat game. Like, where's the ball? I'm always trying to find that daggone thing.
The Nittany Lions, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Back to throw, it's Allard. Grabbed behind the line, it's Singleton.
And frankly, if that's a completion, it's not going to make the end of season highlight reel. But in this game, it could lead to a highlight reel type play. The offensive coordinator may be setting something big up for later in the game.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. The offense changing the play. To the air on second down. Grab near the sticks. It's Reynolds. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The Nittany Lions will snap it on 1st and 10. They go to the ground. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Here's the pressure. Got his man on the right. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. The Nittany Lions have pushed it inside the 20. From the red zone, looking for a space. Moving away from pressure. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on 1st down in the red zone.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
The noise level is relentless here on 2nd down. They're working that left side. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Got it, looking for the 1st down. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
How about that first drive? The hardest thing to do in college football is win on the road. They're the underdog, coming into a hostile environment. What do? Possession one, go right down the field and shut everybody in this building up.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And the score comes on a 12-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Rushes on him. They get to him as he throws. Pulls it in. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37.
Not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
Makes the grab on the left. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. Caught in the backfield, it's Wingo. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure, it's a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Gonna swing it on second down. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Well, no secret, this guy was a big part of their key to success. Already 2 catches on the opening drive, and they go back to him again. This time the defense is in better position, and they force the incompletion.
Quickly to the tight end. He cannot get there. It'll be fourth down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Holds it in, the first down and more. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it. But when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
And the Longhorns will have it 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Manning. Scrambling away. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete.
Nice job by the quarterback trying to buy time and scrambling to the right, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
He wants to throw it again. This time it's complete. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. And I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
The Longhorns had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. They'll try the run. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Second down, he'll throw it. He's got it on the run. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. The Longhorns didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Quarterback sneak, trying to get a push. The sneak scores it.
That's a great job of just trusting your offensive line to get it done, scoring the touchdown. An extra point's going to tie this thing up right before halftime. And after that run, I think they're going to feel more confident running it in the second half.
Extra point here will tie the game. And the extra point was good. And that extra point leaves us deadlocked here in the second. They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He calls for the fair catch and makes it deep in his own end, and he might have been better off seeing if that ball would just trickle into the end zone. See them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Looking downfield, it's Allard. Here's a heat. Pulls it in on the left. He's loose. Lots of running room. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Penn State!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, Keep that passing game up, and keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And he puts through the extra point. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. He'll bring it out. It's Moore. He smashes his way through again. He's on the loose. A dynamic return, explosive, and got loose on this kick coverage team, and they were barely able to keep him from taking it all the way. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Got his man. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
From the gun, running back on the move. He's knocked down for a loss of 7. This will likely be the last play of the half. The Nittany Lions will kick it away to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wants to throw. It's Manning. Deep throw off his back foot. He's got it. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line.
This offense not wasting any time. First play of the third quarter, and they're aggressive, taking a shot. You know they had some conversations in the locker room at halftime. How can we get a big one right out of the gate? Defense isn't going to be expecting it. They took the shot, they hit it.
There he goes! Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed. And he showed some of it there.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Trying play action. Under fire. The throw. He's got the tight end. And the ball's on the ground. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
You've got to have better ball security on offense. The football possession, that is priceless. Losing possession, turning the ball over, that kills you in games. That loses games. And that is a bad, bad play at a bad time.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's second and 11. The toss to the right. Find some fresh air. That'll be a beneficial run as he creates some breathing room and gets it up to the 13-yard line. Horns up and ready to hook them. Serious noise on third down in DKR. The pitch to the left. Oh, better look out. Turning it on. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Quickly out to the tight end. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, Dave?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going.
Wide open spaces.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Caught behind the line. It's Reynolds. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. And the Nittany Lions come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air, it's Aller. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
We've seen this defensive end make a lot of plays. In the run game, he's setting the edge. He's forcing the football to go back inside, but he's not a one-trick pony. He can also get out of his stance, use his hands, and use his speed to beat offensive tackles and get to the QB.
The Nittany Lions have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. He just couldn't hold his water long enough at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They've put this ball on lockdown. 8th play of the drive coming up. Might be calling a hot route. Wants to fire on second down. Unloads to the wideout. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
And the returner is stopped. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. Looking to pass. It's Manning. Fires to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. Takes it the other way. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. How about this defense taking one back to the